Good morning. Good morning. How are you guys? This is week one of trying to do a little bit of video for our 8-week challenge. I can tell you it's harder than I thought. So shout out to my nephew DJ who does all of these videos about eating and people, and this is for the birds. First thing, it's like I'm sweating from the Y. Should I take a shower first? Like, why the heck am I taking a shower? They can't smell me. They can only see me. So I brush my teeth. Like, what difference did that make? But anyway, so a lot of people have said, Andrea, please do some videos. Let's try to be in the journey together. So today you're going to see a couple of things. I'm going to drop a couple of pictures, if I figure out how to do it, of kind of varying weights and varying sizes that I've been at. I'm not big on weight. I'm big on sizes. So I think I'm going to drop a video when I'm at a size 10. I'll drop a video when I'm at a size 12. And right now I'm at a size 14. So don't have to drop those videos. You see me every day. But what I want you guys to do in the comments when you take a look at this on YouTube, and I'll switch it over to Facebook too, because I really don't know what I'm doing. When you see the video, and I'll let you know what size I'm in, see if you can guess the weight. And the purpose for that is we are so obsessed with weight in this country. Getting up early in the morning, taking off all of our clothes, getting on the scale. If the scale says less, we're excited. If the scale says more, we're upset all day. But, you know, light, heavy, did it make a damn difference about your day if your scale said you lost a half a pound or 1 pound or whatever it is? So we want to really just focus more on sizes, and that's something that I do as a health coach, as a wellness coach. I may not be staring at the camera. I'll get it, guys, by week 8. But the question that I'm getting a lot now is people are asking me my opinion on weight loss drugs. Why do you care about my opinion, number one? Number two, no one's asking me, Andrea, what do you think about drugs that treat hypertension? Or Andrea, what do you think about drugs that treat fibromyalgia? What do you think about drugs that treat migraines? What do you think about drugs that treat diabetes? No one asks those questions, but as they try to attach that negative stigma to weight loss drugs. And, you know, there are a couple of weight loss drugs that are out there, and I'm going to get into that in subsequent videos. But everybody talks about Ozempic, which is semaglutide. And you're hearing now about Zepbound and Mounjaro, which is tirzepatide. If I pronounced it right, I don't know. But either way, I want to tell you this. Obesity is a disease. And if you think, oh, I'm obese, I got the disease, Andrea said, go out and get you some weight loss drugs. Well, let's kind of figure out, when we're saying obesity is a disease, exactly what we mean. You have successfully adjusted your calories. You know your metabolic rate, that's your BMR, basal metabolic rate. How many calories do you burn when you're sitting on your ass? Okay. If you're sitting on your ass watching TV, guess what? You burn fewer calories watching TV than you do just sitting or reading or sitting and talking or sitting and driving, because of the fact that the brain activity really slows down when we're watching something. We're immersed in it. You know, you're binging Netflix, just know you binging Netflix and you're fat saying, hello, we're going to hang out here for a long time. So if you want to say that you have the disease of obesity, that's why you are heavy. It means you know how many calories your body burns at rest. Number two, you know what the heck you putting in your mouth. I'm not talking about, you know, you had a 2-piece snack at Hardee's. How many calories are in that 2-piece snack? I eat, you know, I'm watching my carbs. Okay, what are carbs? You know, when someone tells me they are watching what they eat and they have no idea what protein is, no idea what carbohydrates are, but you can Google every freaking thing in the world to get information that doesn't affect your longevity. But here it is, it's coming to what's putting in your mouth, and you want to second guess it. Or you want to take my word for it. Why are you taking my word for it? When you're sitting in church, you all up in your Bible. Let me double check what the pastor's saying. But you're walking around, and we got those big old backs, and nobody's wondering, is what I'm eating affecting my big old back? Or is it the exercise that I'm doing? And we really get wrapped up in, girl, I've gained this weight, I need to exercise. No, your exercise needs to be hand down. Get your hand out your mouth. Stop eating everything. Stop putting everything in your mouth. Stop knowing what you're doing. So here we go with obesity. You actually know how many calories your body burns. You are eating within that calorie range or less. you're taking an account of carbohydrates. If you're thinking about diabetes, things like that, you kind of know that carbohydrates are for fuel and fuel is for exercise. So if you sit on your rumpa-tump-tump, you don't need as many carbohydrates. It's maybe even anyone that's in my classes at the Y, or anybody that's in my classes at my studio in Chesterfield, or anyone that's with me, at Marion-Powelton. That's your first thing. You know how many calories you're supposed to eat. You know what you're eating. And then you are actually doing some type of structured exercise throughout the week. Now, if you're not doing those two things, and you didn't do those two things for 6 months to a year to see if your body loses weight, you can't even say you have the disease of obesity yet. Because what you have right now is the disease of overeating and the disease of lazy. Now, if you're doing both of those things, and I could shout out some people I know that are doing those things, and to me, they're my heroes. If you follow me on Facebook, you know Belinda Northington is one of my sheroes. That girl is in the gym at 4:30 in the morning. I am turning over, getting ready to have my REM sleep nap. Yeah, I said it. REM sleep nap. So Belinda looks amazing. But guess what? Even if she didn't look amazing and she said, man, no, she is doing everything by the numbers. She knows what she eats. And so Belinda Northington, I just gave you a whole shout out. People might be Googling you to figure out who you are, but you're my shero. Even when I was active in my studio, nothing in the world happens at 4:30 in the morning, and that's a whole different story. So anyway, if you're doing those things and your body is not releasing fat, then you are clinically obese. I don't mean your doctor said your height and weight says you're obese. Yeah, it is. But the disease of obesity means you've tried to treat it and adjust it, and your metabolism just won't let go. So if you have the disease of obesity, I think the weight loss drugs are going to change the world. They are so needed, but they're needed by the people who need them. Let me say that again. They're needed by the people who need them. The people who have been doing those two things that I said on a regular basis, and their body won't drop weight. Primarily, the drugs suppress your appetite. If you say, girl, I just don't have an appetite. Okay, well, there you go. I don't need to give you a drug for that. You can record yourself telling me that and just play it back. There is also a metabolic component. It allows your body to process blood sugars in a different way. But our body's blood sugars get jacked up and stressed out when we eat too many carbohydrates. For me, my favorite thing is Diet Sundrop. Andre, it's diet. Oh, yeah. But tell my tongue and my brain that. They don't know that it's diet. So I put that diet drink in my body. I was like, woo, I feel like I had some crack. And then later on throughout the day, sometimes, it makes me crave sugar a little bit more because the brain has no clue what this fake stuff is that I'm putting in my body. So I do much better without the diet sodas, without the diet drinks, without the diet, I don't drink diet tea, I drink unsweetened, and I Splenda, of course. So keep that in mind as well if you're trying to drink diet drinks. I used to make a joke, and it was a judgment, so I will tell you that I am working on judgment. And I used to say this, man, every time I'm in line and someone has diet sodas, it's always the biggest person I've ever seen drinking Diet Coke. Then I thought about it, must be something to that. So the weight loss drugs that we're talking about for morbid obesity, for obesity as a disease, they are wonderful for our fitness industry. If you are considering Ozempic, semaglutide, Mounjaro, any of those medications, look for my subsequent videos. I'm going to talk about what foods you should eat while you're doing it, what foods you should avoid. But guess what? The list of what you eat and what you should avoid is the same as whether you're on the weight loss medication. Imagine that. So now I have a medication so that I can eat the things that Andrea says I should eat if I'm not on medication. So what am I telling you? Think about it. Just close your eyes. What is she telling me? But back to my journey. I want to make a nice long video. So back to my journey. I'm going to drop a few pictures and let you see. On several of those, I met a size that one of my girlfriends said, and she's one of my favorite ladies. She said, Andrea, you're in beast mode. I said, girl, I was sicker than I'd ever been in my life in that picture. Now, the sickness didn't make me lose any weight. I was on Remicade infusions for an autoimmune disorder. My skin was tight, and I had turned into the hue of a car tire. I was blackety black on black. But my body looked really good. And the moral of that story is a lot of us are doing anything to look a certain way, but we're not worried about what's going on the inside. We're doing anything to look a certain way, and we look up and, oh my God, she died. What do you mean she died? What do you mean he died? They're doing anything to look a certain way, but not focused on how they're looking on the inside. So my encouragement to you today, I'm trying to do 12-minute videos. My encouragement to you today is take a look in the mirror. Am I obese? Am I morbidly obese? Have I been fighting this for a long time? If the answer is yes, don't make people shame you into thinking weight loss drugs are a crutch. Guess what? Diet pills are a crutch. A lot of people took them. SnackWell's low-fat cookies, they were a crutch. Everything is a crutch. It's a crutch until you heal. When you break your ankle, does anyone say, I want you to hop around on one leg until your ankle's better? No, you get a crutch. And that crutch is there until you heal. So those drugs can be there until you heal your metabolism, until you heal your way of eating, until you heal your mental health, until you're ready to make those changes on your own. If you have to take those drugs your entire life, okay. Do you tell the person with hypertension, you lost your weight, I'm sorry your blood pressure's up, but you can't take that medication anymore? The industry is going to catch up with us, and when it does, we're all going to be better for it. But for me today, the ladies at Maher and Paladin yesterday kicked my butt. I realized why I gained the weight that I did. I'm not as active as I used to be. For me, it's not food, it's activity. I've been sitting down here in Brunswick County Tuesday and Thursday enjoying myself. So I began to teach at the Y. Then I realized I don't have classes on Wednesday evening, and I'm chilling. Nope. So I began to start my class at Maher and Paladin. That class wasn't for them, it's for me. So I appreciate them showing up to support me on my journey. And in essence, we get to help each other. Wherever you are on your journey today, if you're watching this while you're eating, if you're watching this while you're sitting on your rumpa-tump-tump, if you're trying to figure out why you look the way you look, but you enjoyed some Italian, Mexican, whatever you overate yesterday and your belly's big, not on the outside, but on the inside, that's why you can overeat. If any of this applies to you in this video and you watch it to the end, then go ahead and take that self-analysis. If none of this applies to you, I hope you stopped watching 10 minutes ago. But if you're not sure where to go, you're not sure where to start, my studio is in Chesterfield. I'm not name tagging because I'm not trying to promote it. I'm good. 17 years. I got amazing clients who are all super fit. But if you're in Brunswick County and you're trying to figure out where to start, I'm at the YMCA a couple of days. I don't make any more money whether I have 2 or 20. So it's all about you. Join us at Maher and Paladin. That's in South Brunswick. Those of you that are local, I love that as well. If you're just watching this on YouTube and going, she's kind of interesting, I promise this video was dry, but the next one will be much better. So hopefully I look forward to talking to you guys. We'll talk more about health and wellness. My YouTube channel is Broke Black Girl Adventures. I'm a broke black girl, and I am not trying to leave out of here with anything undone. And I mean leave this world, not this place. Have a great afternoon. Enjoy your day, and thanks for listening.